Good afternoon and welcome. You're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. Bringing you the news, I'm Tharush Kumar Singh. Just before we start off, let's take a look at your headlines this afternoon.
Quarry in Nanamaduwa, the centre of controversy. Settle electricity bills within 3 months or face supply suspension. Fuel, milk powder queues witnessed again. Cement and wheat flour also in short supply. Nigeria in hot water after importing substandard fuel. Workers and students stranded at bus halts. 2 million people still unvaccinated in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan Test cricket celebrates 40-year anniversary.
Starting off this afternoon, almost 100 people have taken to the streets in Nanamaduwa, Puttlam to protest against a stone quarry operating in the area. According to our Newsfirst correspondent, quarry workers have also launched a counter-protest. Vehicular movement along the Nanamaduwa-Chilau road came to a standstill as a result of this protest. Police officers from the Nanamaduwa police station were called to the location to control the situation. More headline making news this afternoon. The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka says a directive will be issued today requiring consumers who have defaulted on their electricity bills to settle the outstanding bills within 3 months. PUCSL Chairman Janaka Ratnayaka said as per the directive, the power supply will be suspended to the consumers who fail to settle their bills.
The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka today informed the Ceylon Electricity Board to disconnect the supply of electricity from the national grid to large-scale consumers, including companies, allowing them to source electricity using their generators. Janaka Ratnayaka said the PUCSL is prepared to pay 36 rupees per unit for those sourcing electricity via generators. Whilst rejecting the CEB's request to go for scheduled power cuts for a period of 3 months, the PUCSL introduced a series of recommendations to ensure an uninterrupted power supply. Speaking to Newsfirst, the General Manager of the CEB, Dr. Rohan Tabesekara, pointed out that the PUCSL's recommendations are not practical. Whilst accepting that households can be requested to limit the use of ACs and the private sector can be requested to use their own generators, Dr. Rohan Tabesekara emphasized that it is impossible to police these measures. CEB General Manager Dr. Rohan Tabesekara said a discussion will be held with the PUCSL today on the practical issues in implementing the recommendations. There are some former MPs and ministers from the Good Governance government as well as a ministry who have defaulted in millions. They too need to be included in a list and charged. If people are being charged, the same should apply to them as well. Some official residences of MPs and ministers have settled due payments. These need to be exposed as well. Long queues of vehicles were seen at filling stations across the country this morning. According to Newsfirst correspondents, a shortage of petrol was experienced in Baddegama. Many motorists had to wait in line for a long time in order to pump fuel from the filling stations located close to the expressway in Baddegama. A diesel shortage was experienced at the Sipetco filling station in Kaduruwala, Polonnaruwa. There is no diesel. The Bowser that left yesterday is yet to arrive. We only have petrol here, and that too will be over soon. Newsfirst correspondents reported that the IOC filling station in Polonnaruwa is also running out of petrol. We have a limited supply of diesel, and we are rationing. The shortage of milk powder in the domestic market is still unresolved. People were seen standing in long queues to purchase milk powder opposite the local milk powder outlet in Mirihana, Nugegoda, today as well, since 6 a.m. in the morning. According to consumers, a token was not issued today to purchase milk powder from the outlet, although that was the procedure for milk powder issuance followed in the past few days. The token system was introduced by police to avoid long queues at the local milk powder outlet.
ඩොලර් නෑ කියනවා ඒව නෑ කියලා. ඉතින් ඒ ප්‍රශ්න වලින් මම හිතන්නේ මාපියාවක් වෙන්න ඇති කියලා හිතන්නේ. මම කලුතරේ ඉඳලා ආවේ හැමදාම ඉතින් පිටි කොහෙවත් ගන්න නෑ. සීනි නෑ. පරිප්පු නෑ. පාන් පිටි නෑ. කිසි දෙයක් නෑ. මිනිස්සු ඉතින් හැමදාම පොලිමේ ඉඳලා තමයි බඩු ගන්න වෙන්නේ. හතරට විතර.
A bag of cement was being sold at 900 rupees, but the price increased to 1,375 rupees in the last 6 months. The entire sector became dysfunctional after that. The price of a bag of cement is being sold at 2,000 rupees in the black market. This crisis has been deliberately created by the current government. There are more than enough cement bags for large-scale projects undertaken by the government, but there are no cement bags for the poor people of this country to make ends meet. We would like to urge the government to halt their large-scale development projects and save our means of income.
මහා පරිමාණ ව්‍යාපෘති සියල්ල නතර කළා හරි ගමේ මිනිහට ආදායම් මාර්ගය ඉතුරු කළා දෙන්න.
Sri Lanka's printing industry is facing difficulties to continue operations due to the shortage of raw material. The Publishers Association recently pointed out that the prices of paper have risen by about 150% amidst the prevailing shortage of US dollars to import the paper required to meet the local demand. A spokesperson for the National Paper Company Limited said the rate of paper imported to Sri Lanka is now gradually declining compared to 120,000 tons of paper imported to the country every month usually. The printing press owners pointed out that there is a shortage of ink and toners as well in the local market. The bakery owners in the country are at the brink of abandoning the industry due to the increasing prices of wheat flour and the lack of ingredients. A large number of small-scale bakeries in the areas of Ratnapura, Kahavatta, Godakavela, Pallebedda and Rakwana have shut down operations due to various issues affecting the industry. The bakery owners pointed out while the prices of ingredients such as wheat flour have increased, the quality of these products has declined. Against this backdrop, the mobile bakery product vendors in the country are also facing the risk of unemployment. Farmers have been severely affected by the fertilizer crisis in the country for many months now. Farmers engaged in chena cultivations in Galauda, Medakolapatana village in Kandakatia point out that although they cultivated their lands using organic fertilizer, their harvest is drastically low. Farmers point out that although they are usually supposed to reap the harvest of their ginger and pea cultivations, their fields have not yet borne fruit. The stalks do not grow without proper fertilizer and agrochemicals. We are in dire straits. These people must suffer for what they have done to us. If they come to ask for our vote again, we will respond to them with a poll. Harvests are being reaped in the fields of Anuradhapura these days. Farmers point out that their harvest has dropped by about 130 sacks due to the lack of fertilizer in the country. Last year we had about 160 to 170 sacks of rice from our fields. This time we only have about 20 bags. We use the liquid fertilizer that the government gave us. The government will have to pay for this.
Reverend Father Jude Krishanta, the media director of the Archdiocese of Colombo, was back at the Criminal Investigations Department this morning to make a statement with regard to a complaint he filed in December 2021 over the 2019 April 21st attacks.
The Reverend Father arrived at the Criminal Investigations Department at 9 this morning. In December last year, Minister Prasanna Ranatunga made a statement to claim that former President Maithripala Sirisena was directly responsible for the April 21st attacks and the law should be enforced against him. We noticed that such a statement must be taken seriously when it comes from a cabinet minister. We filed a complaint with the CID on the 10th of December 2021 to investigate the statement made by Minister Prasanna Ranatunga and requested the Criminal Investigations Department to investigate if his claims were true to hold former President Maithripala Sirisena accountable for the April 21st attacks.
The Ministry of Health stated that the spread of the Omicron variant, is increasing through asymptomatic COVID-19 infections. Deputy Director General of Public Health Services, Dr. Hemantha Herath, said that the death toll from COVID-19 infections has already risen as a result. Dr. Hemantha Herath said that there is a greater interest among the public to obtain the booster vaccine. On a positive note, in addition, he stated, however, that between 1 and 2 million people in the country have not been vaccinated at all. More news from here at home. The 9th National Conference of the All Island Professional Lecturers Association was held under the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa yesterday.
The 9th National Conference of the All Island Professional Lecturers Association was held at Nelumpokuna Mahinda Rajapaksa Theatre in Colombo yesterday. The head of state launched the Green Teacher website at the conference and presented souvenirs to 4 former presidents and a member of the association. The All Island Professional Lecturers Association has a membership over 3,500 representing a wide range of fields including university professors, lecturers, professionals and teachers from public schools.
Regardless of how much Sri Lanka focuses on development, many people don't have a drop of clean drinking water to consume during their day-to-day lives. The government, the team was able to provide the necessary infrastructure facilities to the village of Mahakatuwaragala Vava in Kabidigo Lava, which was in dire straits. This is the Mahakatuwaragala Vava in Kabidigo Lava, Anuradhapura. 110 families reside in this village. They have been suffering year on year without a drop of clean drinking water to consume. Children travel miles in search of clean drinking water in this village as well. There are many kidney patients receiving treatment in this village. Government began working on this project on the 3rd of March last year. Technical expertise in the project was provided by the National Water Supply and Drainage Board. This project was made possible by the generous donation of Surani Sena Nayaka, who was the president of the International Women's Society in Sri Lanka in the year 2021. A close associate of the Manna Ramesh, who is a suspect of several criminal investigations, has been arrested in the Thalduwa area in Avissavela today. The arrest was made through information gathered by the Organised Crimes Division of the Special Task Force of the Sri Lanka Police.
The 32-year-old suspect has been arrested with the allegations of illegal mining as well as selling narcotics in the area surrounding the Kallan River. The Special Task Force of the Sri Lanka Police stated that 235 grams of cannabis as well as 50 narcotic pills belonging to the suspect was taken into police custody. Police also recovered 2 swords as well and over 100,000 rupees in cash while searching the 3-wheeler that belonged to the suspect.
Calling for applications for the 2021 GCE Ordinary Level Examination will close today. Although the closing date for the applications was on the 10th of this month, the Department of Examinations decided to extend the date to the 17th of February. Candidates can apply for the exam today as well via official website of the Department of Examinations www.donets.lk or www.onlineexams.gov.lk or via mobile. Headline making news coming from Nigeria this afternoon. The country is facing a severe fuel crisis with many workers and students left stranded at bus stops.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited recently announced that large stocks of petrol that were imported into the country were adulterated. The government said it found methanol in recently imported fuel at levels far higher than allowed. This has led to a scarcity in major cities across the country and a 10-day shortage in national fuel reserve capacity. A Nigerian fuel retailer had pointed out that the fuel it received had 20% of methanol. Foreign media points out that the global average for methanol content in petrol is between 2 to 3%. Nigeria's fuel scarcity worsened by the start of this week across many cities as many struggle to go to work or engage in any other daily routine. The crisis has led to an increased cost of transportation and many people were left stranded at various bus stops.
Sri Lankan Test cricket history passed its 40th year milestone today. Sri Lanka played in their first ever Test cricket match on the 17th of February in the year 1982. The match was played at the Pisara Oval Stadium in Colombo, putting an end to Sri Lanka's long wait for Test recognition in the world. The sport of cricket was introduced by England and Sri Lanka was the 8th country in the world to secure Test status. The late Bandula Warnapura led the Sri Lankan side in the inaugural Test, while Siddharth Wettamuni, Roy Dias, Dulip Mendis, Ranjan Madugala, Arjuna Ranatunga and many others made their Test debut. Batting first, Sri Lanka managed to post 218 runs, and in reply, England posted 223 runs in the first innings. Sri Lanka's second innings was restricted to 175 runs, setting a target of 171 runs for England. The England side reached the target with 3 wickets down. And that's a wrap of lunchtime news for today. Stay tuned for more updates of the latest stories that comes out from our news channel News First. Have a good day.